Today we got two powerful villains going head to head. Venom versus Omega Red. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Eddie Brock bonded the alien symbiote after discarded by Spider-Man, becoming the first Venom. Brock was later anti-Venom, but the symbiote was lost during Spider Island. He's also been forcibly bonded to the toxin symbiote by the Crime Master, but has reluctantly given it up to stop Carnage. He's recently been rebonded with Venom, though. Bonding with the Venom symbiote grants Eddie a lot of superhuman abilities, very similar to Spider Man, such as super strength, speed, agility, and reflexes. Venom is strong enough to battle against Peter, Carnage. He's managed to stun both Nova and Juggernaut with his punches. He's actually impaled Wolverine on a tree by punching him into it. He's durable enough to take punches from Hulk and Juggernaut. It also has a really nice healing factor. Like, Venom has managed to heal from slashes across the chest, explosions, and even being impaled by Wolverine's claws all the way through his body. Then the symbiote is even able to heal Eddie if he takes injuries while he isn't even Venom. He isn't as fast or agile as Spider-Man is, because Venom doesn't share in having a spider sense, but he's actually been able to react quicker than Peter on a couple of occasions. Venom is able to create organic webbing from the suit, which means that it is much stronger than Spider-Man's webbing. But if this webbing's overused, then it can significantly weaken the symbiote. Like, the symbiote can form defensive shields, form wings or parachutes, turn his hands into weapons, and actually lengthen his arms in order to hit opponents. Then Venom's claws and teeth are razor sharp, and his tongue is actually really deadly as well, as one time he almost suffocated the Thing by sending his tongue down Ben's mouth and choking him out. Very disgusting, yet effective. Venom does have his fair share of weaknesses though, as the symbiote is vulnerable to sonic waves and intense heat. Those attacks will leave Eddie exposed. Then, in the corner of Omega Red. During the Cold War, Arkady Rosevich was forced into a Soviet version of the Weapon X program in order to become a Russian super soldier. The result of this experiment was the deadly Omega Red. Omega Red has plenty of mutant powers, possessing the mutant ability to rapidly heal from fatal injuries, similar to the mutant ability of Wolverine or Sabretooth. He's also got the power to secrete pheromones, known as death spores, that can cause any organic life to weaken and eventually die. The effects depend on the exposure time, the endurance of the victim, and its distance from the victim, but really, for the most part, the pheromones are eventually deadly if they're exposed for long enough. After getting implants and being transformed into a cyborg, Omega Red gained enhanced strength, endurance, stamina, reflexes, and agility. He's strong enough to tear a man's arm off, a knockout beast with one punch. He's dodged and blocked atomic gunfire, grabbed Iron Man before he could fly away, and surprised Daredevil with his speed. He's also durable enough to withstand Cyclops' optic blast, take punches from Colossus and stabs from Wolverine, and recovers quickly after being hit with uranium bullets and thermite grenades. One major feature that Omega Red gained during his transformation to a cyborg were retractable tentacles within both his arms that he can control through sheer will alone. The tentacles are made out of reactive carbonadium, which is almost as strong as adamantium, and they can extend up to a maximum of 6 feet. However, because of their radioactive implants, Omega Red must drain the life force of victims on a daily basis. So he'll use his tentacles to ensnare enemies and drain their life force, as well as using them as whips or other offensive weapons. Omega Red was also trained in the Russian military and in the KGB, so he's an experienced fighter and strategist. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Man, I really love this fight, because these are two really badass villains. Omega Red is consistently inconsistent. so he can kinda be hard to judge. But when he's at his best, he's a monster. I mean, he's legitimately a street level teamster of his tendrils, meaning that he can take down street level teams all by himself. And then Venom is a massive villain and a real threat to pretty much anyone that he goes up against. But who wins this fight? Well, I would argue that Venom is physically superior to Omega Red. He's lifted a large water tower, which could weigh around 40 tons, punched Juggernaut through a building, and Spider-Man has really never been able to overpower him. Omega Red has smashed through thick doors, damaged Iron Man's armor, and smashed Colossus into walls, but really, he's not on the same level as Venom. However, Omega Red can absorb someone's life force and increase his strength, like when he absorbed Colossus' life force and was strong enough to crumple a layer of Colossus' metal. Venom's also much faster and more agile than Omega Red. Now, Omega Red can block bullets of his tendrils, grab Iron Man before he can fire, and actually surprises Daredevil with just how quick he is. But Venom has easily danced around Spider-Man's attacks, caught bullets after they've been fired, and has overtaken Spider-Man in mid-air and punched him so many times without him being able to react. Then I'd say they're pretty equal in terms of durability, and both have a real nice healing factor. Venom has survived an explosion from a device implanted in his head, is unhurt from punches by Spider-Man, he can completely ignore Shotgun Blast, and the symbiote has ignored stabs from Wolverine and actually regenerated from nothing but a severed tongue really quickly. Then Omega Red has taken blasts from Cyclops, withstands multiple stabs from Wolverine and kept on fighting, and took punches from Colossus and wasn't phased at all. He also quickly regrew his eyes after they were slashed out by Psylocke's sword. But I don't think this fight will just come down to physical attributes. Yes, they'll be important, but both Venom and Omega Red have a lot of versatility that can lead them to victory as well. Venom's got the ability to create all sorts of weapons with the symbiote, but I really don't think any bladed weapons are going to be super effective against Omega Red. And for that matter, punches won't be super effective either. Omega Red has easily taken Wolverine's adamantium claws, which can inflict a lot more damage than Venom's blades, and he wasn't phased at all by punches from Colossus, who's stronger than Venom. Eddie could try and web Omega Red up with his webbing, but that's never really been Venom's go-to move. And there's also the fact that Omega Red is fast enough to dodge bullets, has speed blitzed Wolverine, surprised Daredevil with his speed, and grabbed Iron Man before he can fire his repulsor blast. So it's possible that Omega Red can just dodge Venom's webbing. And honestly, I really like what Omega Red is packing in this fight. For starters, his carbonadium tentacles can deliver a nasty blow and do some real damage. But honestly, don't see it doing too much against someone like Venom. Eddie has easily withstood strikes from Wolverine with his adamantium claws, and Logan can do more damage with those claws than Omega Red can do with his tentacle blades. But that's not Omega Red's greatest asset in this fight. It's more his indirect attacks, like his death spores and life draining. For starters, Omega Red can use his tentacles to drain Venom's life force. So as the fight goes on, Venom is going to get weaker, and Omega Red is just going to get stronger and stronger. Then its death spores can do some serious damage to Venom. Now, yes, the Venom symbiote has been able to filter out toxins and poisons in the past, but the death spores are way beyond that. One time, a group of scientists were going to interact with Omega Red, and they wore hazmat suits specifically designed to keep out the dust spores and monitor the air to make sure none got in. Well, not only did Omega Red's death spores make it in, but they killed the scientist pretty much instantly. The death spores have also been able to take down countless superpowered heroes throughout the years, and even incapacitate Wolverine and Sabretooth, who have a superior healing factor to Venom. I just don't know if Venom's superior strength and slightly superior speed is gonna be enough to take down Omega Red, especially since he doesn't have a clear counter to Omega Red's death spores or life force draining. Omega Red wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos just one every single weekday, and I'll see you next time.